Say hi, Maddox.
Hi.
What's today's show? Keystone? Are you excited for it too, Maddox? The Keystone Flag Football League? Kicking off this Saturday, 9 a.m. at the Shippensburg Memorial Park. I hope I got that correct, I believe. Up in Pennsylvania. You know what that means, Ross?
What's that?
Flag football season's here.
Flag football.
Flag football is finally back, barring Mother Nature rearing her ugly head once again this spring. We're getting closer and closer to the real spring. However, for now, we are getting even closer to kit football. And this Saturday, up in Shippensburg, PA, the Keystone Flag Football League will kick off. 9 a.m. as we mentioned. We're going to go over Keystone here tonight, as well as do some brief discussions on some upcoming events this month, such as Atlantic City. That is coming up as well. St. Patrick's Day weekend, I believe it's March 15th, 16th, 17th in my head. Yep, that weekend, 16th and the 17th. And we are also looking at later on the Washington County Flag Football League kicking off March 31st.
Yup.
You know what that means?
Flag football.
League meetings are coming up, Ross.
Correct.
Next Sunday at about 1 p.m. at the Broad Axe Tavern in Hagerstown will be the Washington County Flag Football League meeting. Any team still interested in joining the Washington County Flag Football League, come on down to Hagerstown, Maryland to the Broad Axe Tavern for the league meeting March 10th at 1 p.m. Washington County Flag Football back once again for another season, which will be my 10th, Ross. 10th season.
10.
Season 10 already.
Jeez.
That means this must be an anniversary season. But you know what it also means? It's my 5th year coming up this summer.
Right.
I started August 2014. That's 5 years.
That's crazy.
That must mean there's going to be some write-ups about my 5 years and 10 seasons here, right?
Oh, shit.
Stay tuned. We got a lot of things coming up this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maddox, thank you for co-hosting for now tonight. That is our intern. He's going to be our co-host one day. He's not quite ready for TV, but he's got a lot of enthusiasm, energy. He's a great kid. Thank you once again, Maddox, for your guest hosting tonight. Tyler Spencer will not be joining us tonight. The trip from Hagerstown to this undisclosed location goes through so many back roads and so many bad areas that having him come back here would be against the interest of himself. So we don't want Tyler to get hurt. We don't want getting hurt. Please be safe driving home tonight. Please be safe me driving home tonight, too. I'll be heading back in a little bit. The roads aren't too bad here in Sharpsburg. Welcome back, kiddo. You got anything to say? Okay.
He's got nothing.
If anybody wants to call in tonight, we're gonna make this trial a little easier. It's been hard to keep track of all this for the most part. Yeah, it's me and Tyler usually talking, so we don't know how much direction going on the set. If you want to call in tonight, contact Ross Collins first.
That's me.
Ross Collins, that's him off camera. Unless you'd like to show up the people, Ross?
Welcome to my living room.
Yes, this is your living room.
That's it.
Thank you, Ross. So if you got a question, please text Ross first.
Message me.
Yeah.
Please.
Group chat is still active. Ross is hosting the group chat. He's going to be moderated tonight. But if you want to call in, message him first. That is, message Ross Collins. So that way, it's a little more organized, a little more cordial. Right now, we are
Is this
going
on my page? Like, my actual Facebook?
It message you anywhere. Facebook, inbox. Like, if you want to be on, message Ross Collins. Ross will give me a heads up, and then we'll roll from there and make it easier.
We're good.
All good. Dragging my third a little wet. A little dry right now. But as mentioned, this Saturday, the Keystone Flag Football League will be kicking off their 3rd season.
That's cool.
Yeah, 3 seasons in already.
Yeah,
they started last spring, based out of Shippensburg, PA again. All right, buddy. All right, your shift's over tonight. Come on, you gotta go home, Maddox.
Doug got the boot.
Joey's got to get serious.
Keystone kicked off last spring for the first time in Shippensburg, PA. A familiar face of the Washington County Flag Football League actually went up there, and did they handle Keystone very well. The X-Dogs in their home territory dominating Keystone. I think they only allowed a total of 8 points all season and won their games by an average margin of nearly like 40-2 or something like that. I didn't do the math, but I just looked at it. It blew my mind. And actually, now that I think about it, 8 points allowed, 11 games.
Right.
Think about that.
That's wild.
They played more games than they allowed points. But you know what? That's okay. It's the X-Dogs. They are a proven winner. They have been a dominant force for nearly 2 decades now in this region.
Yeah.
Props to the X-Dogs. Props to the Keystone guys to play up against them. Let me tell you, as a guy myself who played on this team, the Survivors, when we first started in our first year in 2014, we learned fast what the X-Dogs were all about. Trust me, it was fast and furious. We lost both games by nearly the same margin. We didn't even finish our games. Our games were caught in the third quarter against the Dogs. They're a dang good team, and you're going to learn a lot from them and everybody else. 9-man is a great game. A lot of you are experienced in that now. And year 2, we had the Killer Bees who took the championship. And it's going to be a bigger question of how those two teams will measure up a year later. These guys in Keystone, they got a lot more experience now. It's been a year. What's going to be different about 2019? I can't comment personally myself because I've not been able to follow the teams that much outside of it. I have seen a few of you in action. I did see the Killer Bees in Gettysburg when they played Adrenaline Rush. And I also have the film of Ship Flip Gators and Mayhem. And those two teams, once again, those were matchups. Those were two teams you did not want to go against. Mayhem and Adrenaline Rush. But they're good teams to get experience off playing against. And give it time. With the right core, with the right system in place, and the right people in charge, those guys up there, they can bring a lot to the table in the next couple years. As this game continues to grow, 9-man flag football across the area with Washington County, Keystone now, and love out to Owings Mills and Maffel, love to the DMV Flag Football League.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of props out there to the ones keeping the game alive.
A lot of flag football, man.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started too. It's gonna be a nice long year ahead of us.
Yeah, that's cool.
Think it's gonna be a good year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Anyways, looking at the teams over here in the Keystone League. Once again, the X-Dogs, defending spring champions, undefeated in league play at 11-0 last year. We know what they bring to the table from the Washington County League alone. They almost knocked off Adrenaline Rush in that semifinal last year in our league. A great team. Let's see if they can repeat the spring championship again as they look to build towards fall itself and to the circuit.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what the Dogs can bring to the table this year. Always love watching that team. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Killer Bees, a team that's slowly drawing my interest. Like I said, I watched them in Gettysburg. They were 4-5 in the spring last year, but in the fall, 4-1-1, 8-6-1 overall.
Right.
They seem like they improved a lot. They added some key pieces in the fall, I saw, that played a huge role and brought a lot of mayhem to the table. It's going to be a big question of can they maintain those, if those pieces are still there, or what they can build off of, and what this team can bring to the table against the X-Dogs, who will be their opponent this Saturday, 11 a.m., Killer Bees, X-Dogs. What a game to kick off the season for this league. What a main event.
Huge opener.
That's game of the week right there already. That's going to be a great game. But like I said, Killer Bees, defending fall champion. In fact, right over here to my left, those who are not familiar with Killer Bees, that is their uniform. X-Dogs to the left, or you can see where I'm going with this. I'm a little uncoordinated trying to think my directions right now.
Your left or right.
I didn't get what I mean looking at the jerseys that say the names on it, too. It's all right. Spartans, third season in the league. 2-7 in the spring. 0-6 in the fall. 2-13 overall. I don't really got much info on the Spartans. But hoping to learn more as time goes on. If anybody from the Spartans is watching, feel free to drop some info in the comments section. Like, this is an open source discussion. We can talk about anything in here, interact with the guys. I have no access to the chat right now, so if you have any questions for me, Ross, field it.
Tyler McKeon
Tyler McKeon?
said he'll call in.
Who is he? What team is he from?
He's a mutual friend, Tyler Baum.
I think I know what team he's from. I just can't remember offhand.
That's awesome.
Ask him real quickly. But anyways, Spartans 2-13 overall is their record from last year, and their only wins were against the Browns, who are in their second season in the league. I actually had some input on the Browns from Corey Jones. Is that notification?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Check it, Ross. Mr.
Oh boy.
Director.
Oh boy.
You can't check my notification on your phone. You have to check it on mine.
Eric Cardi approve?
Eric Hardy wants to call in?
That's what it seems like.
All right, let's get Cardi in because
it pops up as his thing. And
yeah, accept him in. Let me see if I can hear from Eric because we already talked about the bees, but I can put Eric on right now. I'd love to hear from Eric.
bring Eric Cardi on camera?
Yeah, I haven't talked about the Browns yet to start, so let's hold up on that. We'll hold up on the Browns. Do we have him, Ross?
Not yet. That says adding.
See if it loads for him.
And not yet.
Still adding?
Yeah.
It's all good, dude.
He's not commenting either, right?
No? I don't know. I can hold off on it. I'll hold off on Cardi. Blow your nose, Ross.
You want me to X out of it?
No, don't act it. You can keep it up.
Says adding.
Keep it up. But I'll get back. I'll keep talking about the Browns here for a moment while waiting for Cardi to connect. If not, we'll just keep going. Browns, from Corey Jones, he gave me some information. They are a second-year team. They turned over most of their roster. They were very close in many games last year with a new roster, hoping to be a lot better. They had a lot of talent at skill position to beat up the lines on both sides of the ball. To the lack of participation, but they are more than ready for this spring are the Browns. Their record last spring, 0-9. So you chose to name the Browns. And look what happened. But you know what? You know what happened the next season? They turned it around. I believe in you, Browns. You got this. Ross, check on the status of that if he's not answering X out.
Okay. The other guy said he was from the Gators.
Gators?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I had to remember offhand. I didn't want to mess it up on there. All right, tell him to go ahead and put it on there. I'm about to get to the Gators, actually.
Here we go. Add.
Ship Flip Gators. I actually watched them in Ocean City. Ocean City is on my mind for next month. We'll get to that tournament in a later future episode. Ship Flip Gators. I actually had the privilege to watch them as well in Gettysburg, as mentioned. Against the team who bears my name on the back of their jersey, Mayhem. The former Mayhem, deceased Mayhem. Due to lack of government funds, Mayhem will not be returning this spring. We had that inside scoop the other day. So, Mayhem, we don't know where you are, but we miss you. Please come back, Mayhem, and bring that Mayhem thing you do to the league. Props to Mayhem. Shout out Mayhem.
Can't add anybody, man. It's not working.
Is he not on there?
He's not. I don't know. I sent it to him a couple times now.
Tell him to request me when he's ready. We'll do that instead. It's probably a lot better, Ross.
Okay.
Just tell him to text him to request me when he's ready. Like, tell him to send me one.
Do that.
So we're trying to find a better way to do it. I did take a class on TV production back in college, and like what goes into it is a lot of teamwork.
Right.
But anyways, going back to the Ship Flip Gators, 5-4 they were in the spring, 4-2 in the fall, 9-6 overall. I saw them against Mayhem, as I said. They didn't have many guys there, and so it wasn't really a great representation of how good they truly were. They are the league runner-up from last fall, which, in my opinion, makes them the technical number 3 team if I were to do a power rankings. Oh, did I just say a power rankings is coming?
Power rankings.
After week 1. I don't know you guys that well. Sorry, that well. But anyways, the final team on here is Immortals. 3-2-1 in the fall. I don't know much about them. If anybody can give me some details on Immortals, please let me know.
I have no idea.
Request something going on, Ross?
I don't know. I'm just checking for you.
So anyways, I'm going to look at the schedule real quick. Like I said, the guys trying to call in, just keep putting your request in. It should give you the option if you're watching on your phone.
He's trying to do it with me now.
You go over there and... But anyways, looking at the schedule for this Saturday... Is he calling... No, Ross, he's calling you. He's not calling into the show.
I know, that's what I'm trying to...
Is that what we're trying to do?
You have to talk to Joey on the other one.
Ross, you could have texted that to him.
Get on the live feed.
Hit the request on your phone on the live show stream, bud. Alright. So click on the request on the live stream. You watch the stream on your camera, on your phone. There should be a button to request yourself in.
Request myself on the live feed.
Yes.
1 second.
Alright. Just X out of this call.
Exit out this call and request the live feed. Alright.
Alright. Ross has been replaced for the time being as monitoring the camera. So if you send a call request in, please let me know. Looking at the schedule for the Keystone Flag Football League this Saturday, 9 a.m. Spartans versus Browns. Spartans lead the series 2-0. They won 20-6 and 40-24 a few weeks later. Those were the only meetings the two had, which was last spring. So it's going to be curious to see what has changed in the 1 year since. As mentioned, the Spartans have not won a game since they beat the Browns, while the Browns, meanwhile, have won a game at all. So something's got to give.
Okay. He just.
Are we getting him in?
Yeah, I'm hitting proof.
All right, bet. Spartans, Browns. Something's got to give here. One team hasn't won in over a year. The other hasn't won ever. Something's got to give, man. Looking forward to that matchup. 9 a.m. kickoff. What a good way to start the league season. That's a really good matchup when I think about it. Is he on?
Says no answer.
You give no answer? It happens. 10 a.m. Gators lead the series 2-1. This is actually a pretty interesting matchup. And look at these 3 games they've had so far.
Right.
Gators beat them 16-8 last fall in their first meeting. And then in the rematch, the Immortals destroyed them 36-14. I don't know the context of that game, but that's quite a flip for the Ship Flip Gators. Yeah, that was bad. And in the most recent game they played, semifinals, Gators beat the Immortals 13-12. Sounds like a rivalry. Sounds like the Warriors' Top Gun, rest in peace, so to speak, of the Keystone Flag Football League. I like that. That's a really good matchup there. We got him on? It's all right. All good. Y'all know how freestyle is. And the final game of the day, Killer Bees X Dogs, 11 a.m. Dogs lead the series all time, 3-0. That's if you actually take that 3-0 series score, Ross, and you multiply it by 40, you get the total score of Killer Bees versus X Dogs, 120-0.
All right.
So will it be 40-0 again? Is the question. I doubt it.
I don't think so.
I doubt it. I get the feeling this game might surprise some people if the Killer Bees have improved the way I think they have over the offseason. I mean, they seem like they got a lot of knowledgeable guys up there. They seem like they got a lot of good pieces around them. I'm looking forward to see what the Bees bring to the table.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring quite the sting to the Dogs, I think, on Saturday. It's gonna be a very competitive game.
You're going up, right?
I'm working on trying to get to that. Some difficulties in traveling, but I'm gonna try to get there. We'll let you know about that later in the week. So those are the 3 games. I don't want to make picks because I can't say I know enough about them to really evaluate them. Maybe after a few weeks I'll start making picks on these. If I were to just go based on what I know, I'm going to call a toss on Spartans-Browns because something does got to give there. I mean, I know more about the Browns than I do the Spartans. So I'm going to assume the Browns have really turned it around and that they're ready. So I'm going to pick the Browns to get their first win of the season. And hey, you know, I did pick the Cleveland Browns first win of the season correct last year, too.
There you go.
So let's see if we can go for the double-double on this one.
Yo, what's going on? I can barely hear what you're saying. It's real muffled, but yeah. My name's Ty. I play for the Ship Flip Gators. It sounds like you're underwater. It's a real muffle. But I mean, I can drop in for a couple seconds if you guys can hear me. I mean, basically what I want to let you know, Gators are definitely one of the squads to beat. You got to keep an eye on them. We got solid receiving core. We got some solid line. That's going to be our biggest improvement. So, Bees, you better be on your heel, or you're going to be on your heels. X-Dogs, you got another thing coming. You know, you better watch out for myself. I'm going to be catching Moss and boys. I'm going to be catching picks over you. It's going to be nice. We got Captain Sean leading the way. We got some Nab. New schemes coming up. We got some good players. You know, Colby Holtry's got some hands in the backfield or in the back in our secondary. Yeah, I mean, you guys saying Immortals might be our the team that we're closest compared to. But really, I heard they lost their star quarterback. Not really worried about them. Not really worried about the Bees. Excited to play them just so we can say we beat them over and over again. Yeah, I'm just trying to throw some shade out there, so we're getting ready to play. So, yep.
Cut him off, Captain. I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry about that. I cut off there. Catherine's also in training. You guys are doing great, though.
Thank you.
Anywho, continuing on with that, thank you once again for speaking, Tyler. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday. If what you're saying is true, I'm going to base it off of that and the fact that I didn't think you guys were that bad against Mayhem, all things considered. It's just bad circumstances that day. I'm going to give you guys the W here. I think you beat Immortals again and take a 3-1 lead on them in that series. But looks like there could be a rivalry brewing. I hope so. Rivalries make leagues way better if you ask me. Moving on to the final game of the day. Killer Bees, X-Dogs, 11 a.m. Once again, I apologize for the audio difficulty. I'm not sure why that happened at all.
It's your phone. To do with your phone. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm not sure what caused it. Usually we have no issue with that in past episodes.
We're in search of a producer. Might as well make that pitch real quick.
Yeah, it happens. But going back to the final game of the day, Killer Bees, X-Dogs, 11 a.m. kickoff. That's mentioned 40-0 in all 3 games. I don't think that's going to be the same case this time. I get the feeling it'll be a much more interesting game, a much more competitive game.
35-12.
35-12 is your prediction, Ross?
Yeah.
Who do you got winning?
X-Dogs.
X-Dogs. Ross is going X-Dogs, 35-12. I'm going to go with Dogs. I say about the same. I think it'll score a little less. I'm going to go with 28. And let's put it around 14 or something like that. Something like that. That's just a guess. Like I said, I don't have basis for what you guys have up there this season because I haven't really watched any games yet. So we're going to probably get more of that in the next couple of weeks. We're going to work on towards getting that way. But anywho, moving on. As we mentioned, Keystone Flag Football, Saturday morning, 9 a.m., the Keystone kickoff for the Keystone Flag Football League. And the rest of the area, to be honest, I think it's the first league starting up, now that I think about it. Yeah. Washington County again, not to the end of the month. I think Maffel was in a couple weeks, and I think Owings Mills is next month. So it's like, this is the first one. So Keystone, do us proud. Kick it off, and we look forward to seeing you this Saturday. Moving on now, if anybody wants to try to call in again, we can try to work it out. Like I said, I'm not sure why the audio kicked out like it did. Normally we don't have that issue.
Eric asked.
Eric asked? We could try to call Eric in. Yeah, give him a shot. Is he on? Eric, you able to connect? You got to accept on his own.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I want to mention a couple other things coming up in the next few weeks as well while we're waiting to see if Eric can connect. As mentioned, the calendar, Atlantic City is coming up in our next episode. Meetings, which will be next Sunday. At Keystone Flag Football League, weather permitting, because today gave you some trauma just seeing the snow coming in March.
Yeah.
Makes me think of all the rain we had last year. Hopefully we have a much better spring coming this year. Spring was crazy last year. Looking for a much crazier one this year too. But less rain, hopefully. A lot less rain. Is he on? Eric.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. Had a little trouble getting on, but I got on.
Perfect, perfect. We've been having technical difficulties on our end all night, so I completely feel you on that.
You good, man.
Yeah, it was hard to hear your discussion with Tyler.
I already said it was. They were hearing his end, but not mine end. I don't know. I kept hearing something something going on in the background of his phone, and that's what I thought was causing it.
He said we sound like we were in an aquarium, but it was really him, I think.
Yeah, you guys were muffled. We could hear everything Tyler said, though.
Yeah, that was kind of strange. Yeah, I can't explain that one at all. Normally, we don't have many issues with that. But Eric, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good.
Are you excited about Saturday?
Yeah, we're excited to get started. Hopefully the weather will cooperate and we don't have to get it pushed back again like we had last year.
Hey, let me tell you, I know all about that stuff. Trust me. It's last spring, as I mentioned, all the rain we had and everything else, it just was detrimental. It just ruined the whole season for us.
Yeah, we had a snowstorm last year at this time, too.
Yeah.
Had to push it back a week.
It's almost a bad omen when you think about it. Hopefully it goes down a little bit before then. I do know it's supposed to improve a little bit in the temperature-wise, I believe, next weekend. I could be wrong on that. But maybe I'm looking
Yes.
ahead. Yes? Okay, good.
So.
Good, good.
Yep, a little bit of rain, but we might be okay.
Good, good, good. I'm going to try to track up there Saturday. I'm going to see what time I can make it up there. We're trying to have live coverage. I don't know how the service works up there. We'll give it a shot at the very least.
Yeah, look forward to having you.
Yeah, I look forward to finally seeing it. It was something I wanted to do last year, but I worked Saturdays in the spring last year, and I got a little more leeway this spring, so I'll be able to do a little more stuff, especially when we get closer towards the end of the season. But Eric, give me some background on yourself. How long have you been playing flag football?
Actually, we started a group of guys we worked with. One of our players lived beside a guy that was trying to start up a league, so we joined that league. And then we kind of branched off from there to start the KFFL up in Shippensburg, PA. Got 6 teams together for spring last year, and we're building each year, trying to make it a great league for people to want to come and play in. Stepping stones, you have to one step at a time to build it up.
Yeah. It's your 3rd season coming up. What's been the biggest challenges you've had so far in operating a flag football league?
Just
that one.
Trying to secure referees was a big one, but we do have official referees for the spring coming up and hopefully going forward. Something we're always working on to improve. Getting the word out there, especially to the league since it's new and going into our 2nd year. We try to do a good job with that on Facebook and everything else. Just improving the overall game, make it an attractive place to want to come and play.
Yeah.
I think we have a pretty good setup in Shippensburg with the rec center that's up there that's helping us. They gave us a field at the park up there. So they got a good setup there for us.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you have up there. Did I read correctly? You guys had a prime time championship game last spring?
Well, that was the plan, yes, and it's the plan again this year because, as you know, there's a stadium there with lights. Last year we didn't get to make it into the stadium because of the rain. Everything got pushed back that day. And the field is used for a semi-pro football team, so we couldn't go on there anyway to mess it up with the rain and everything. But again, that's the plan this year, hopefully, and the weather will cooperate.
Hopefully so. That's something I look forward to attending. What is the dates of your championship week?
June 1st.
I'm free. I'll see you up there at the very least on June 1st.
Times to be announced, though. When it gets closer, we'll see how that goes. And again, weather permitting.
Yes. Of course, that's the thing is, like, you got to prepare for the weather, especially the way last year was. We had almost, 4 feet of rain in a single day at one point. Hopefully we avoid that. The last time I saw you guys was in a pretty bad storm, too. It was Gettysburg, PA, when I was there for representing Adrenaline Rush for your all's game against them. Tell me, Eric, how much has changed since the game last year? Because I haven't been able to watch you guys since because I live down here and it's hard getting up there on Saturdays, and I'm already doing Washington County on Saturdays in the fall. What about the Killer Bees transformed after that game?
We just, looked at what we needed to improve on, and that was our first tournament we ever played in. We basically went to get experience. Again, the weather was pretty non-cooperative. Definitely didn't play our best, and honestly, we were outplayed. But we learned a lot from that. Over the summer, we gathered some guys up to improve, and we improved in the fall, bringing home the championship, and we look forward to continuing that success in the spring this year.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing if you guys can do it. Your opponent, the X-Dogs, on Saturday, as I mentioned, it wasn't very close the first 3 times, but there's no shame in that. Like I said, we got curb stomped by the X-Dogs every single time we played against them. That was my experience starting my own flag football team 5 years ago. So I know how you feel. How do you think you match up this time around?
Well, we're much improved since we played them in the spring, we feel. We've added, like I said, we've added some pieces to help hopefully make us better, get us over the hump, and I believe it will be definitely a more competitive game this time around. Definitely not 40-0.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing that. I think you guys can come close and a lot better this one. I feel like a lot has changed there. It's just a matter of how you measure up that first week because all the rust and not having played all off season takes a toll on its guys. So I'm going to be really curious to see what you guys have in store and what the X-Dogs have in store as well. For this Saturday, 11 a.m., Anything else you want to add, Eric? Anything, any big news you want to reveal or anything like that on the Killer Bees' behalf?
Just the KFFL itself is growing to be a competitive team. You mentioned the teams earlier with Ship Flip. They're always competitive, always hard to play against. They are actually, we consider them our rivals. We played in the other league against them several times and continue to play against them in this league, and it's become a pretty good rivalry to watch, you know. And the Browns, they're much improved definitely this year. I saw a couple of their practices over the past couple of weekends. Spartans, they're always record may not show, but they're always on the field and competing hard, playing hard. And of course, you got the X Dogs. They're who everybody's aiming for and trying to build the beat. Immortals, they're a young team. They were very competitive in our fall league, and they will be back. They've added some pieces. They've also lost a couple guys, but I'm sure with Zach Ruby running the team, he'll come out and he'll be competitive as well. So it's a pretty competitive league. We just want to keep building on that, and hopefully more good things to come as we continue on.
I look forward to seeing you guys grow. 9-man flag football is a game itself. Once you get out of this state and get towards PA and West Virginia, I don't think it's that prominent, to be honest. I don't really hear much about it. Like when I hear about the circuit stuff, it's always Virginia, Maryland, New York, Texas, Missouri, because St. Louis has it, Florida, Cayman Islands. But outside of X-Dogs in this league, and of course there's teams in Eastern Pennsylvania, not disregarding all the teams there, it just seems like there's a lack of presence of 9-man, especially between Hagerstown and Shippensburg. I think like it's great that that area is starting to get more people, that get more exposure up there. You guys have a lot of potential on your location alone. That's a good location. That really is a good location. I talked about last year in the Gettysburg episode how I wanted to see that reach and keep growing. I would love to see it growing, especially if you guys are the ones leading the way, because it seems like from the stuff I've heard and seen, you guys do things the right way.
Yeah, we try to do that. Like I said, we want to make it an attractive league for other teams to come in, other free agents, players that hook up with teams that are in there, and just keep building the right way. There's not a lot in the community to do during the spring and summer months, so we're just hoping it's another avenue that kids can come out and participate in, and other people want to join in, more than welcome to come. We'll have you. Like I said, the rec center's got a good setup there for us, and hopefully next year will be improved again. We plan on adding to it each session and becoming one of the better teams and leagues in the area.
Yeah, I definitely especially look forward to seeing what happens this season. Keystone Flag Football League. When I first heard about it last year, I didn't know what to think of it. We also kind of joked because we were kind of jerks. But I like that right now, what you guys are doing, I like it. I like it a lot. And
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for getting us on there and mentioning us tonight.
Hey, every week you guys are getting a shout out. In fact, Eric, I'm going to throw the offer right here on the table live. Would you like to be our Keystone correspondent throughout the season?
Sure, that's not a problem.
Perfect. Welcome in our new co-host, our Keystone correspondent himself, Eric Carney, here on Blunt Talk featuring Joey Blaze. We're glad to have you as part of the family, Eric.
All right, glad to be a part of it. I'll help you out as best I can.
All right, thank you, sir. We look forward to meeting very soon.
Thank you. You too. You guys have a good night. Drive safe.
Thank you. You as well, sir. Depending where you are, of course. All right, that was Eric Carney, who will be joining us as part of the our Keystone correspondent.
There he is.
So, if I were to do a hypothetical power rankings for this league, let's just speak hypothetically.
Here we go.
All right. Because I kind of want to do one. Let's just do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Number 6 would be the Browns. They got to get their first win in franchise history. From the sound of it, they're going to do it. I think they got a shot. Number 5, Spartans. They haven't won in a year, but from what Eric was saying, They're good.
Yeah.
So let's look forward to seeing what they bring to the table. My number 4, Immortals. But only because I heard he lost their quarterback. Sorry, that's just all I know about you guys so far. Hit me up for more details. I want to know more about you guys. Number 3, I'm going to go with Ship Flip Gators. Because they were the runner-up last fall. So naturally, they're number 3. Because even though Killer Bees is the fall champions, and we normally do power rankings by league champion, they didn't have the benefit of playing the Dogs last fall. So I'm going to put the Killer Bees at number 2. And let me just put it this way. That's a precedent to set in this right now. If a team wasn't there last season to defend their title, and they come back, I'll consider putting them number 1 over the fall champion. That's what I'm doing here. X-Dogs will be number 1, Bees 2. Those are your final power rankings for this first week of the Keystone Flag Football League. So looking ahead to our calendar, Atlantic City, Ross, 2 weeks. You ready the Warriors riding down to Atlantic City for this tournament?
No.
No? No representation for the Warriors?
Well, I don't know about that, but the Warriors itself will not be there.
All right. Do you guys have a team this year?
For spring season, yes.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. So Atlantic City, the teams have been announced for it. It's going to be ADR and the affiliates from our league, and of course the affiliates from MAFL. But I always give love to AFN, you know that.
All right.
All of the AFN, miss you guys up here. Adrenaline Rush in the A, affiliates in the B. So that'll be next week's episode. We're going to focus up on that. We're also going to focus up on the league meeting next Sunday, 1 p.m. for the Washington County Flag Football League at the Broad Axe Tavern. And we're going to have a recap of that and what went down to get some input on what's going to happen this season in the league. Looking forward to another season of Washington County Flag Football, man.
Yeah, man.
We're almost here. But Keystone first, they're going to kick us off. We're going to have a good time this spring, brother. And I'm still going to throw this out there. March 23rd, guys, I have a dodgeball team. Come join us. We need 8 minimum. 12 is the max. If we can get that number, we're set. $25 is the current entry fee. However, if we get beyond 8 people, because you got to do the math, 25 times 8 equals entry fee, I will refund you your money back depending on how much we get in numbers. Because at that point, you're entitled to your money back because they pay their equal share too. So guys, Boonesboro High School, March 23rd, 10 a.m. I'm looking for anybody to come on and join the team. We need a couple guys. We got 6 right now who say they are interested. But however, we still have about roughly 6 to 10 spots who are unpaid and still open. So if you're interested, hit me up. Let's get a team out there, guys, and get that W. Otherwise, Washington County, March 31st kicking off. We'll have more on that after next week.
Yeah.
Any final words, Ross? Anything you want to say tonight before we go off the air?
Nope.
Anybody want to try to call in real quick? We'll give about a couple moments. But nothing to say, Ross? Nothing you're excited about?
Nope.
Nope.
You got some people that want to play dodgeball.
All right. I'll see you on the comments section. Anyways, I'm Joey Blaze. Have a safe ride home tonight, guys, if you're out there. And till next time, I'm not going to say it. This is family-friendly version. Have a good night.
Yeah.